Hi, real estate agents. It's Leo Namiat. You can find me at leolens.com. You can also call or text me at 904-712-1500 or 203-525-3672 with any questions that you may have. So today I'm going to show you something that's going to help simplify your life when it comes to buyers. And there's a couple pieces to this puzzle, so don't skip through because you're going to miss some important things that are very helpful. I'll try to be as brief as possible, but I have a lot to say. So let's assume that you're working with a buyer. And we all know right now, buyers are having affordability issues. So people that are stretched out to their max for their monthly payment allowed to qualify for a mortgage, it's really tough because you're walking a thin line. And the only way that people are going to know if they are able to purchase this house is by either me as a mortgage person being able to calculate the numbers for them, or you as a realtor trying to calculate numbers. Even before you send them properties to look at, you might want to calculate the numbers, but it's really tough to do unless you have some kind of really sophisticated mortgage calculator that's going to help you do that. And that's where this comes into. This is where this helps you with that, and I'm going to show you how. And it's 100% free for you guys to use, and it's going to save you a lot of time and a lot of aggravation. So let's get into it. I'm going to start first with this, and then I'm going to move on to a little bit extra stuff that comes with this platform. First thing is, you need to contact me with your name, full name, your email, and your phone number, and the brokerage you work for. You can send a DM, you can text me, you can call me, you could send me an email, whatever works best for you. I will then set you up in here, send you an invite. Once you get the invite, you're going to get into here, which is the dashboard. In the dashboard, you'll find your contacts, you'll find your opportunities. The first thing we're going to look at, we're going to go to contacts, we're going to click on the buyer that I set up as an example. And we don't need to look at any of this right now. This is all about the numbers for the house and the pre-approval. So we're going to click on pre-approval right here. And from this drop down, you're going to pick the clients that you want to work on right now. So these are clients that I put in here that we're working on mutually, and let me show you how it works. So sample client is what I set up, and let's say sample client wants to make an offer on a house of $150,000 today. Next thing you want to do is you want to put in the down payment, dollar amount or percentage. For this example, I'm going to put 10%. Be sure to toggle to the right one or it will mess you up. Taxes, is it per month or per year? So we're going to put the taxes in right here. Let's say the taxes on this are $1,500 a year, not a month, because that'll mess you up, a year. Next thing we're going to do is your insurance. And this is the wild card. You know, insurance prices have been all over the place. I suggest that you have a good insurance agent that you can rely on to get some numbers from, to give you a ballpark for your clients, or have your clients contact their agents directly to get a ballpark. Because this could be a deal killer if you're walking on a fine line of maximizing and maxing out on your pre-approval amount. So let's keep it at $120 per month, not per year, per month. So we're going to make sure you toggle the right one because it will, again, mess you up. In this property, let's say there is no HOA fees. So right now, this is a go. It's green, everything works. Well, let's say we jack this price up, kept everything else exactly the same, and we put this to 180. Let's see if it's going to work. Put in a price, click in the box here. It does not work. Why? Because I set this client for a max of $1,400 a month all-in mortgage payment. Now, when you have something that's $30, less than 31 bucks, holding you from getting this house, well, we're going to work on that and see how we can figure out. One thing is, I typically increase the rates for the pre-approval by about 0.5% on top of the day that they applied, because we don't know where rates are going. They've been up, they've been down, so I usually have it about 0.5% higher than what they qualified for from the beginning. So that way there we give some numbers that actually are going to be a safety net for us. So you can contact me if you're ready to make an offer and say, hey, is this going to work? Right now, for $31, it's going to work. We're going to make these numbers work somehow. So we're going to get it to work. So even if this number was $100, you and I need to have a conversation and see how serious the client is about looking at that house, and see if we can figure out a way to get these numbers to work for that client. And I do have ways to help you do that with the sellers and with myself and you. So let's get this deal worked out for them. So the next thing we're going to look at, let's just go back here and let's put $160,000 on this property, and everything works fine. But now they moved in, this is in a neighborhood where there's an HOA, so everything else we'll assume stays the same. And let's say the HOA payment per month, we're going to change it to month, is $50. We plug that in and it still works. Let's say this HOA fee is $200 for the month. Plug that in, it does not work. We're almost $100 above where they qualify. So depending on what numbers you're working with, so if we did 180 and we did an area where there was no HOA, we're going to plug that in. They're off by $30. So see the difference here, $180,000. It's only $30, so we're going to talk about this and see if we can get this to work. Let's just assume for a minute that this is $1,000 a year so we can get this to work, because I want to show you something else. Now, here's the thing. This is a pretty cool tool because you don't have to rely on me, the mortgage lender, to run numbers. You can find properties that you think work for the client, and you'll know ahead of time that, yeah, these numbers are going to work because I already plugged these in and they meet the maximum monthly payment that my buyers are able to qualify for. So you're no longer guessing if it's going to work. You're no longer relying on me as the mortgage lender, but you can always rely on me if you wanted to. Just give me a call. Tell me I'm busy. I need you to run some numbers for me. I'll be glad to do that for you. But this puts it all at your fingertips. But here's the extra that comes along with it. So let's assume that you have a client and it's 3 o'clock on Saturday afternoon and you called up the listing agent and said, hey, we're going to be putting an offer in on your property we just viewed. And they say, well, that's great, but we have multiple offers today and we're looking for highest and best by 4 o'clock. And it's now 3 o'clock in the afternoon on Saturday. So now you're trying to scramble to figure out how you're going to get your pre-approval to match this offer. And you don't know what to do because the last pre-approval that was done was for $165,000, and it ain't going to work on this one here because this is 180. So what are you going to do? Well, it's simple. If you got a green check mark right here and everything works, all the numbers are working for you, you're also going to have this green bar. You click on the bar, 24/7, you will have access to a pre-approval letter. And the nice thing about this is if you need it in a bind, you'll have access to it. If this scenario did not work, this would not generate for you. So this is something that's going to generate that you can save and send an email or save and download. But one thing I'm going to ask you not to do, if you don't have to, is do not send over the pre-approval letter. Let me do it. If you haven't seen my video, how I present pre-approval letters, then I'm going to put a link here at the end of the video so you can watch that video. The way I send pre-approval letters over has been blowing away sellers and getting our buyers' offers accepted. Watch the video at the end so you know how it works, and you'll see the difference between how I send pre-approval letters over versus almost every other lender. So it is something powerful, and this letter is available to you 24/7. So if I'm away and I'm in the Caribbean on a cruise and I don't have any service and you're screaming and yelling, oh my God, I have to put in an offer in an hour. How do I get a hold of Leo? You don't need to worry about that. Click in here, put in the numbers. If they all work, this pre-approval letter will generate for you. So really cool stuff. If you want to get on board, it's $0 to join. All you're going to do is send me your information. I will send you an invite. You log in, and then I'll show you a few other tools you can use here to help you make your life easy as well. Thanks for watching.